DragonSword Awakening has just released update 1.0.7, and with it are several major quality of life improvements, multiplayer changes, bug fixes, and an important update actually regarding Cerese's Swimsuit DLC. That said, the patch also removes several restrictions that were making exploration and character progression more annoying, so without further ado, let's break down everything that actually matters and what you should know about DragonSword Awakening's first real quote-unquote patch. The first major addition is quick entry for multiplayer content. If you're familiar with multiplayer, you've probably seen how annoying it is to go back and forth between certain dungeons, or even in general how annoying it is to play with other players, but these new changes should now make it faster to enter multiplayer activities without navigating through the entire matchmaking process every single time from start to finish. With this, the developers were also preparing a retry feature alongside it, but issues were discovered during implementation, and as a result, retry has been delayed until next week's patch. Players can also now configure the search range used when looking for multiplayer lobbies, and this gives you more control over which sessions appear during matchmaking. That being said, I couldn't actually find any way to configure this currently, so take this with a grain of salt. Multiplayer achievements have also been fixed, and previously some achievements were only unlocked for the host, though now guests should now also receive them correctly as well. Next, however, we had several inventory and exploration limits that have also been improved too. To start, the number of custom pins that you can save on the world map has doubled from 100 to 200, the max number of runes you can hold has increased from 200 to 500, and the inventory will now clearly display how many copies of each rune that you own. One of the biggest changes though is that the statues of Organa can now be used without any limit, and to add to this, dungeon entry and recovery has also been improved. With it, when entering a dungeon or recovering after the entire team is defeated, every character will now be revived and the team will begin with 100% of their health restored. This is pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie, especially as someone that has been spamming dungeons and trying to max out the rest of my characters. Menu shortcuts are also now more convenient, and with it, pressing the same shortcut a second time will now close menus such as the world map, heroes, team, inventory quests, or other menus in general, but the update has also added options to dismount from familiars using the attack button and to keep the game's sound active while it's running in the background. As for additional rune improvements, there's now a 4-star rune synthesis that can produce 5-star runes, and this gives lower rarity runes actual value, alongside giving you another way to obtain stronger runes without necessarily relying entirely on direct 5-star drops. Familiars and characters will now also maintain their dash state when jumping or falling, and this should make movement feel smoother, especially when exploring uneven terrain or jumping across gaps. Regarding quests, a large number of progression blocking quest issues have also been fixed. This includes problems in Callian and Dana's hero quests, the bond quests for Marmot King Hog and Ninian, and several adventure quests. Adventure Quest 45 specifically has multiple fixes, including one issue where progression was blocked and another where monsters failed to respawn after traveling back to town. Adventure Quest 47's missing NPC issue was also fixed, and a door that could close and block progression during Adventure Quest 56 should also no longer cause any problem. The update also restores Ornat's missing animations and lip sync during some of her quests, but there were also some larger important bug fixes, including some treasure chests failing to appear that now will appear properly. Combat control guide and vibration intensity settings are also now saved after restarting your game, and vibration can now be configured directly from the title screen. Controller players can also now scroll through skill descriptions in the codex properly, and Radish Soup will no longer be permanently crafted at 1-star quality. The Ursula raid has also received a fix for projectiles being fired in the wrong direction from a specific position, and several visual issues including costumes, character animations, cooking, multiplayer mounts, and Reyna's weapon have also been corrected too. Finally though, Cerese's Swimsuit DLC, as I mentioned earlier, has been delayed because it's still undergoing Steam review, and the developers were originally trying to accelerate the release of the 3 Swimsuit DLCs, but some content was accidentally missing from Cerese's DLC and it had to be submitted for another review. No worries though. The current estimate though is that Steam's review will be completed on Friday, August 7th, but of course the other 2 Swimsuit DLCs were already approved and released last week, while Cerese's again will be available as soon as the remaining review is complete. Overall, obviously this update focuses primarily on removing unnecessary restrictions and lots of quality of life changes, but for me personally, the full dungeon recovery, the unlimited statue of Organa usage, the increased rune storage, and the synthesis that's been added are honestly some of the most impactful and welcome changes that they could have added. Honestly though, I'm just a pretty big fan of how the devs are responding directly to player feedback, and as a result, I'm excited to see what they have coming next week. Thanks again for watching guys, I'll see you all next time, stay safe, stay healthy, good night.